Drunk Librarians, your go-to source for all things booze and books. Each episode, we take turns reviewing and summarizing what we've been reading recently. But be warned, there are spoilers here. So in every episode, the title will include the librarian who is reviewing the book, as well as the title. So if it's something you really want to stay spoiler-free on, I advise you don't click on it. The only rule around this podcast is simple. It's one we stick to. It's one we firmly believe in. No throwing up. Welcome to the pre-show pregame where we talk about what is supposed to happen on this week's episode before we are too fucked up to know what the hell is going on. So on this week's episode, Librarian A is reviewing Lock Every Door by Riley Sager. And you know what? You should lock every door when these drunk librarians are out on the town. Boo. Yeah, we don't get out, nor even if we did, would we do anything. Just let us dream. Now that you're done spitting on me, can I talk about my book?
I don't know. Do you need to go die for a second?
I'm good.
Because I am surprised that you didn't just, implode on the spot.
I do have weird, mouth issues.
Yep.
From people know from Southern Book Club.
But that was just a chip right at you.
I felt it. It was like, ka-doo! Okay.
No more snacking and podcasting. I've gotten in trouble for this before.
I remember that. That was so crunchy.
Like, yeah, let me tell you about Jurassic Park. It was a good book. It was a good movie. I like dinosaurs. And
oh my god, that was
episode.
it!
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, good times. What are you talking about?
Lock every door.
I did. There's no escape.
If you're like my cat, you hate closed doors. Let alone locked ones.
I want to know what's behind them. It's nobody else's business but mine.
So, okay. I liked this book.
Hey, that's a change.
But I did write But also yes.
I kept wondering what the EH stood for.
But also yes.
But yeah.
Because it was fun.
Well, hey, that's what matters.
It was fun, and I wanted to finish it, and I still feel the chip. I'm sorry. Okay.
The trauma will last for a while. It's so fresh.
I'm gonna be okay. I'm gonna be fine. As long as it wasn't ice cream.
It was not. It was a tortilla chip from Snacky.
Okay. So I've read that people were scared while reading this book. Like, it was scary.
Mm-hmm.
It was not scary, it was fun. Oh, I said that earlier, but it was fun.
Okay. Fun book.
It did not keep me up at night.
Very little does. Except this chip on your cheek.
I know, I feel it's not there.
It's not there.
Okay. Okay. Here's what the book is about. Ignore the chip on my face. That's not actually there.
As long as you'll ignore the chip on my shoulder, we'll be fine.
Okay.
Lock Every Door, Riley Sager, is about doors.
Riley Sager, I thought, was a female author.
Okay.
Now, I know,
Yeah.
but they're not.
Okay.
It's a pseudonym, and it's a man.
Okay.
And I was surprised. We actually found this out because you checked out a book by this author.
I never read it, but I checked it out.
And we found out that I was shocked because, okay, well, first of all, I don't know what her boobs look like.
That is very suspicious. Usually,
in this whole book.
Usually you can tell there's a male author because any female character breasts boobily down the stairs.
And there's an elevator. They do go down. She does go, around stairs. And she does not go boobily down them. I don't know.
Impossible.
I know.
and I'm almost done with the last book by this author that I haven't read. And my only complaint is that he always writes from a female perspective, and they all make really dumb decisions. Which that's every book character.
Yeah, like, I think that's just a book character thing.
Never are they like, this seems suspicious, I won't do it.
The end.
Yeah.
It doesn't do well for the narrative.
It doesn't make a good story.
So, to be in a book, you've got to be at least a little dumb.
And here we are with Jules, our main character.
Jules!
We have Jules. She's broke.
Relatable.
This also is set in New York City.
Yeah, so she's extra broke.
She's extra broke. Baroque.
Baroque. If it ain't Baroque, don't fix it.
She's crashing on her best friend's couch. She walked in on her ex fucking somebody. Like her ex-boyfriend.
Were they exes at the time?
No. They were living together.
Well, that's...
And very much a boyfriend and girlfriend.
Well, that's bad. That's a bad one right there.
And she's very about it. She's like, okay, I'm gonna get my stuff, and I'm not on the lease, so I need to find somewhere to stay. Okay, cool.
Bye.
So she's, I don't know if she actually, and I've been there.
Yeah.
Past relationships, like, did I actually like this person?
Well, if you don't know, that's not a great sign.
It's not.
Red flag numero no.
Did I like this person? There's a lot of in this book.
All right, listeners, take a shot every time she says,
There's 2 right there.
Good God.
She found a Craigslist listing.
Yes.
For a fancy apartment.
I found many of those too, and when you contact the person, they're like, can I have your social? Just for, like, a background check. Nothing, suspicious here. They're suspicious as fuck. Don't get an apartment off Craigslist.
Well, she goes.
Okay.
And it turns out that it's the Bartholomew. And it's this big fancy apartment building that looks over Central Park.
Okay.
It has these big gargoyles on there. Yeah.
Damn it, now I'm interested.
Yeah. So she goes and she's like interviewed by this person, and she's like,
that's a sexy ass gargoyle.
Well, by this person, not by the gargoyle.
Well, I know that, but they're like, blah, 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 interview, and she's like, that's a sexy ass gargoyle. And they're like, you're it. That's what I imagine.
I thought she's not interviewed by the gargoyle, by the sexy gargoyle.
Now, that is a book I
that would be fun. But there's a bunch of rich old people that live there.
Okay.
And they explain that they are paid to apartment sit for, it's about 3 months, so they earn $12,000.
It's so funny that you bring this up, because I am actually leaving the library and going to work at the Bartholomew right now. I'm a great apartment sitter. I even sweep. If you have pets, I will watch them, provided they have less than 8 legs.
Well, the person... the thing is about this place, and that's what the person who interviews her explains, is that it's kind of like insurance on an empty apartment. Yeah. So the person, like, you know, people who practically live there, they live there forever, they die there. Yeah. Because it's like a nice, old, rich place.
Probably rent controlled.
Probably. So they think of it as like having someone stay there. And there's a lot of weird rules, like they can't have anyone stay the night. They can't leave for a night. They can't go, they have to be there.
Every night?
Yeah.
That's a little weird. What if I want to go see my mom? I want to, like, mom's making spaghetti. I'm out.
No. And your mom can't spend the night.
But I want some goddamn spaghetti.
You're gonna have to go get it and pick it up and bring it back.
I don't know about this. Something smells fishy.
The extra money just to apartment sit was nothing, but the spaghetti thing got you.
Yeah. $12,000 to sit in a random apartment overlooking Central Park? That sounds legit. I can't spend the night and record a podcast somewhere?
No. Nope.
Doesn't sound good.
Yeah. So they ask her creepy questions about her family.
Oh, yikes.
Thank you. And she's like, oh, yeah, you know, my family's on the picture, blah, blah, blah. And they ask her other stuff that I didn't really remember, but that was like really creepy. And anyway, she accepts, and her friend is like, don't do this. That's really weird. It's really suspicious. And she's like, I did it.
Girl, don't do it. I'm gonna do it.
I did it.
I did it.
Also, she's like really poor, and like 12,000. Like
that
I can't.
Is a shit ton of money.
I can't remember if it's like for the whole 3 months, and so she gets paid at the end of like each month. So like,
I don't care
or
if it's
12,000 per month.
I don't care. That's still a shit ton of money.
She has to go through the whole month, I think.
Yeah.
Or however long. And she's like,
we work in a fucking library. $12,000, whether that's a month or 3 months, is still so much fucking money.
And I think something happened around the time that she caught her ex cheating, that she got fired from her job, or like laid off or something. Yeah. So things are not going great for Jules. Yeah. And she finds this place. And a funny story that it's either her sister, she had a sister, or it was her best friend. They read this book, this like romance book, and they grew up reading it, and it was set at the Bartholomew. It was like set in there. So
kind of like nostalgia.
So yeah, so it's like, oh my god, I have this chance to do this. It's really cool. Blah blah blah. So her past is horrible. So her sister went missing and was never found.
Okay, spooky.
And her parents died in a fire. After that.
Christ.
So it was like a couple years after that, I think.
Okay.
So yeah, she has like a horrible past. Recently things not going great.
I'm getting that vibe.
And so she finds this the Bartholomew, and it's like great. And she's like obsessed.
Everything's turning up Millhouse.
Woo! She's obsessed with the wallpaper in her apartment. So she accepts.
Is it yellow?
No, but she says it like looks like faces or something, or looks like people, or like little angel or something.
Is there a woman in this wallpaper?
No.
Okay.
So she befriends Ingrid. Ingrid is another apartment sitter.
Okay.
So Ingrid's another apartment sitter, and then I think it's Ingrid. She has this like little pantry thing, little cabinet, and it has this like weight thing where it goes into like another apartment downstairs. Anyway.
Dumbwaiter?
Yes. Okay, so
yes,
that's it. Did you read it?
No.
I am suspicious for more than one reason.
I didn't mean to guess the ending at the beginning. We cut that out. Don't worry.
So they're like passing notes down through there.
Oh my god, that's fun.
Yeah, so it's like really fun.
It's like the first non-creepy use of a dumbwaiter I've ever seen in a book.
And I think Ingrid like does little like poems.
Aww.
And it's like really cool, and they go like hang out sometime. Anyway, Ingrid goes missing. They don't know where she's going. They don't know where she's gone, anything. And she finds out the sitter before her also is missing.
Spish.
And her friend is like, are you aware of all this bullshit that's going on at this hotel? This is not the friend that also was obsessed. I don't think it was obsessed with the little romance novel that was set
Different
there.
Friend. Was this the friend who was like, why are you taking this job?
Yes.
Okay.
This is
the only one with half a brain.
Couch crashing friend.
Okay.
And she's like, all these people have gone missing. It's like really weird. They have like this really like weird history. And she's like, whatever. It's got like weird wallpaper, but I don't care right now. Because there's like $12,000 involved.
I mean, I would care less.
Also, it turns out there's like all these rich people that live there.
Mm-hmm.
Thank you. There's all these rich people that live there, and so they're like, one of the rules was do not talk to the rich people. Don't talk to them.
Can I eat them? Not in a fun way.
Funny thing you mentioned that, because I did look up a Goodreads review that was moral of the story is eat the rich.
Amen.
But
clink. That was sad.
Well, yours is plastic.
I know.
It'll make more sense later to the listeners. I
didn't mean to guess the ending at the beginning of the episode, but stay tuned after the credits for a special spoiler.
So she's not supposed to talk to any of the other rich people, like the rich people, not other rich people.
She can talk to the sitters, but she can't talk to the actual like tenants.
Right.
Yeah.
She recognizes one of these like old women who lives there.
Oh.
And it's the author of the romance novel set there that she was obsessed with. And she has a fangirl moment. She's like, "Oh my god, I absolutely love this book, and I've read it like millions of times when I was a little girl, and blah 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 blah."
Yeah.
Not little, but teenager, whatever. Yeah. And the author is like, "Well, you need to read better books," and walked away.
Self-burn.
Yeah. So there was there's like a fire.
Sorry, I just can't help thinking. Sorry, that you need to read better books. I just can't help thinking, like, if I ever saw James Patterson, I'd be like, you need to write better books, or you could try writing a book. Fucking ass. Okay, so there's a fire, not the one her parents died in, a different one.
No, this is at the Bartholomew. And there's this other. I don't think it's the author. I think it's someone else, but it might be. I think it's actually the author. She has like a little dog.
Oh, puppy.
And one of the like older tenants starts a fire, like starts their oven or something, and like passes out or something. Anyway, starts a fire.
Oh, okay.
And Jules goes back in there and saves this woman's dog. And it makes the newspaper. And it shows her like outside with the rich old woman and the dog, like this, like, you know, very, very good Frodo.
Frodo, take the ring. You must take the ring to Mordor. Cast it into the fire. But don't cast the dog.
No,
ring,
no,
dog.
yes. And it turns out her ex-boyfriend sees it and comes to the Bartholomew and is like, it was like not damage except for that one apartment.
Okay.
Just like smoke damage that they're fixing, blah, 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 blah. Her ex-boyfriend sees the photo op and is like, oh my gosh, she's staying there? What the hell? She's poor. Why is she there?
Yeah.
And he's like, ooh, I'm poor. I need to get back with her.
Shouldn't have been fucking somebody else in the apartment then, hey buddy.
And it turns out there's this like really hot doctor who lives there, who is like her age. I don't know. She's like whatever age to be hot. And the doctor's like her age or like a couple years older.
Your specificity is astounding.
I imagine these characters being my age, but I don't actually know.
Okay, fair enough.
So like 30s, mid-20s, 30s, I don't know.
Okay.
So, and her and the doctor like have had like little flirty moments in the hallway, like no big deal.
Yeah.
I think she like cut her hand at one point and he's like, ooh, boo boo boo. I'm gonna do this and here's some Neosporin, boo boo boo. And she's like,
Thank you,
oh.
doctor. However, could I've Neosporin this myself? We have a good triple antibiotic.
And the doorman is like really nice to her. Something happened where she like all her groceries were like spilled out and like ruined. And he bought her the same groceries, but like because she's like poor, so she has to like buy off-brand and not great stuff. But he like put a little treat in there and like bought the same groceries she had and put like some expensive chocolates in there and like left it at her door.
Oh my god.
So she's like getting along with everybody, like the doorman and the doctor thinks she's like super hot because he Neosporin her hand. Or something, I don't know. Something
Have you got to like Neosporin base yet?
It's like third base.
Oh my
god. And so her ex comes to the building because he sees the. Well, he already came earlier in the book. That was the
problem.
That was the problem.
Yes, but now he comes to the
apartment. And she's like, what do you want? I hate you. I'm done with you. And he's like, what are you doing here? Like, you have money and blah, blah. Not to that effect, but kind of. And
you're looking
here
wealthy.
Comes,
I mean, healthy.
Exactly. And here comes Mr. Handsome Doctor Neosporin, Mr. Neosporin. And she's like, oh, honey, are you ready? Are you ready to go out? And she's like, hoping we
wink, nudge,
play
nudge.
along.
Hello, honey.
And she kisses him. And it's like totally like she's hoping he's gonna play along in front of her ex, and her ex is like, what the fuck? I fucked somebody, but how dare you?
What the hell is going on here?
Yeah. And he plays along. And he's like, oh, yeah, I just need to go get change. You know, I'm a doctor. And, yeah. And it works. And it's like a really, like, the teenage girl in me was like, oh my god, he went like,
oh my god, he went along with it.
Yes.
He likes her. Oh my god.
Yes. So they end up banging later at some point in the
once you've committed mild fraud together, why not?
Also, she finds like this lost phone of the previous tenant that she's staying in, like, the house or apartment sitting for, and she takes it to, like, there's like this, I don't know, it's kind of, I forget, but she takes it to somebody and he takes it to somebody and they like crack the phone, like, well, not crack it, but break into it.
Yeah.
And she can read the text, and there's like this video of her going, oh my god, I'm in danger, oh, blah 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 blah, knock 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 at the door. It's like really creepy, and she's like obsessed with it. She's like watching it over and over and over, and as she's like doing this, she sees more and more like faces or something in the wallpaper. Okay, so Jules ends up thinking,
first mistake, never do that.
With the help of her friend and the videos and everything, she thinks that there's like this satanic group
Okay.
who like is involved in the Bartholomew.
She rented a copy of Rosemary's Baby and just like went with it.
Never read it. And they like sacrifice people to help them live longer, and that's like why all the old people live there.
Okay.
But it's also like maybe old people.
They
It's like when you
money.
see old people like driving really nice cars, like, okay, like they can afford it.
They've saved up their entire life
Exactly.
to get this one car that's going to fail.
So she runs out, terrified of this Bartholomew, and she's like always talking about the gargoyles. She's like, she like names it. I forgot what she named it, but she like
Henry.
names the one that she can see. Is it Henry?
I don't know.
Oh,
Just read the goddamn book.
Well, it makes sense. It's something like that. And she's like, oh, Henry, and he's looking, and now he seems evil. Like, everything's great. And then, like, as she learns about things, it's like, oh, the wallpaper's evil.
She's
the
changing her
gargoyle's
perspective
evil.
on things.
So she runs out terrified. She gets hit by a car. As if her life can't get much worse.
Has anything good happened to Jules?
No.
Ever?
And in fact, you also find out, as the story goes on, that her parents actually started the fire on purpose. They didn't just accidentally die in the fire.
They purposefully died in the fire? Or did they purposefully start the fire and the dying was an accident?
They purposefully started the fire and purposefully died in it.
Okay. Not an ideal way to go.
No.
Not my preferred choice, but to each their own, I suppose.
So she's like in and out of the hospital, like, oh god, oh, what's happening? Oh my god, blah 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 blah. And she's like trying to explain to the hospital staff, like, yeah, there's this cult, and they're satanic, and they're like sacrificing people so they live, and it's old people, and blah 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 blah. Well, she's at the Bartholomew Hospital, and
they have a hospital?
That's what the doctor does, the handsome doctor.
Oh, he works in-house.
He works in-house.
How very convenient and not suspicious at all.
Yeah. So,
Stop looking at me like that. I didn't mean to guess your stupid book.
Well, it makes sense like this.
I know.
It was so suspenseful.
Me being a dick. This is what Yes. Shut the fuck up. Let me talk about my book. Go on with your stupid book.
So he explains, like, okay, you're not right. We're not a satanic group. And it was like called the something chalice or something. It's like the golden chalice or something.
That's
like that.
not a good name.
That
either.
was
That's
the
a
group.
cult.
That was like, yeah. And so I can just imagine her like trying to tell the hospital to help me. And she's like in the apartment building.
I'm getting like Goonies vibes where Chunk's like running out. Guys, you gotta help me. He runs out to the car and he's like, the Fratellis got me. Oh my god. And the light turns on and they're like, the Fratellis. And they're like, get in the fucking car.
Yes. That's exactly. So, handsome doctor, it turns out, like his great grandpa, whoever, anyway, he was like a doctor there, and it was the Bartholomew was built to protect people from like diseases and whatever, so people kind of hide out there and hide out from getting sick.
Sounds like rich people hide out there.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah.
So now rich people who live there get organs from the sitters. So the sitters end up going missing, and it keeps the rich old people living. And so that's what's been happening for all the sitters.
Well, I wish I could say I was shocked.
Me too. So, they fight, her and the handsome doctor. She banged him and was like, oh, handsome doctor in front of my ex, boo boo boo.
Well, I mean, she didn't know he was harvesting organs at the time.
No, but
with that knowledge, she probably would not have banged him. Maybe she would have.
But I did think he was highly suspicious because they had this whole conversation about how, like, how do you live here? And he's like, oh, you know, I'm kind of my great-grandfather, whoever, and so now I have it. And then she finds out that he's like a doctor, and then all this. So anyway, she ends up stabbing him and escapes and sets the fucking place on fire.
There's a lot of fire in
the
this
whole
book.
place. The whole place on fire.
Well, good.
The police investigate and figure out the whole organ harvesting
Ring.
shocking surprise ending.
Leave me alone.
The building is then demolished, and that's the end.
It becomes I was gonna say an In-N-Out, but what's popular in New York? What's a bagel shop or something?
Fox and Sons Books.
Shut the fuck up.
Sorry.
I do like that movie.
I know. It's around the corner.
It's the little shop.
It's not the name of the place. It's the location around the corner. Anyway, please don't sue us, whoever owns the rights to that movie.
We're allowed to talk about things. We sit here and trash people's fucking books. Riley Sager's like, these little bitches. What?
Okay.
Except actually, you really liked this book. And you
I
said good
did.
things about it. Sometimes we shit talk books, not always, but.
So I did like this book, and my teenage part in me where she was like faking the whole like handsome doctor thing. I was like, oh my god, please go along with it. And then she like banged him, and I'm like, oh my god, good for you. And then he ended up being like horrible, the shocking ending, and but I mean, if you're looking, I saw on Goodreads that they were like, this is not realistic. Yeah, I don't care.
Did you think it was going to be? When's the last time you read a book that you were like, yep, that all adds
but
up?
Because I thought it might be like a ghost thing. And so I'm like, is it? Okay, no. Wait, is it?
I
No,
don't know.
okay,
Dead
no.
people's faces are appearing in the wallpaper.
I know. And so like,
Or
is it a psychological thing? I don't know. Is she like just not coping well? I don't know. So like, there's that whole thing.
Yep.
So, I don't know. It was a fun read. If you're looking for like something really deep, no. But it's fun.
I mean, who doesn't love a creepy ass old building and some good old.
And it's impossible to guess the ending. It's impossible to guess. It's absolutely shocking. I didn't see it coming. I do have this, I think it's a gift, where I can read a book, watch a movie, and just kind of like not think about where it's going. So I can read a book, and so if I ever say, oh my god, this is how it is, I saw it coming, that's a big deal. It's a big deal.
I try really hard not to, because it takes the fun out of it.
It really does.
Like, some people are like, ooh, is this gonna, is it, oh, it's gonna go here, oh, it's gonna go here.
I totally guessed the ending by the second chapter, and I'm like, that's not fun. Oh, maybe it is fun for them to guess. I don't know.
Maybe it is. I don't know. I try not to, just because I'm like, I want to.
But saying the ending by the second chapter, it ruins the fun.
We still managed
especially
to record an episode
when you have to talk about it later. But I did like it, and I'm actually finishing his the last book I haven't read by him, and yeah, I don't know. I think it's he has fun books.
That's nice.
There's a couple ones that I'm like, really so I said in this one.
Yeah.
Take a drink. This one was but also fun.
Yeah.
So I do recommend it if you like fun books.
All right, you heard it here first. It's but yeah.
Yeah! Yeah!
From Librarian.
Eh.
All right, losers, we will see you next time. Don't answer any suspicious questions or answer lodging ads on Craigslist. Keep your organs inside your bodies, please, and thank you.
And apparently don't answer any Craigslist listings who ask you about your family, because it's a dead giveaway if they want your organs.
And now, please enjoy Librarian B guessing the ending of the book like 2 minutes into the podcast and ruining it for everyone. Enjoy.
Yeah, 12,000 just sitting in a random apartment overlooking Central Park. That sounds legit. I can't spend the night and record a podcast somewhere.
No. Nope.
Doesn't sound good.
Yep. So they asked about, like, oh, do you have any family?
Ah, shit. This is some organ harvesting bullshit.
Wait, is it really? Are you serious? Are you fucking serious right now?
Well, that's the episode. That's the book. Thanks for listening to Drunk Librarians.
Is it really organ harvesting?
That's the book. That's the surprise ending. Right there.
All right, we are 9 minutes into the show.
That's it.
Thank you for listening. New episodes whenever the hell we feel like it, because life is unpredictable and so are we.
For more Drunk Librarians shit, find us on Twitter and Facebook.
We rarely ever check them, but feel free to send us a message and we may see it in about 20 years.
Please drink responsibly.
And remember, keep it on the DL.